Welcome to episode 285 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton, and as always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
It's another beautiful Sunday, as I always say. Hot as balls, which is nice.
Hot as balls. Hot as a fresh ball sack.
I'm assuming balls are hot, is what I've heard. I think that's why that's a saying.
Yeah, they're not cold.
No. Even when they're in cold water, they're not cold. They're always, like, hot, warm.
I've never given them a touch in cold water.
Oh, they shrivel up, but they're still warm.
Yeah.
At least lukewarm.
Now, there's something interesting about the summer.
Like how?
And that your body is capable of sweating from every part.
Mm-hmm.
In a way that doesn't happen any other time.
Well, that's usually in a reference to heat.
Well, there's this weird, like, humidity thing that happens down here.
Right, it happens it's a summer thing, yeah.
So you're just wet.
It's seasonal, yeah. I get it.
Like, it's not even sweat as much as it just happens. Like, you're just wet. As soon as you walk outside,
yeah,
you have, like, a mist.
You get out of the shower and you're glistening. And after you dry off. You dry off and you're glistening.
Yeah. I have dried off in a house where I keep it 68. Then walked to the kitchen after getting dressed, not naked. And again, like, I already had, like, water beat it up on my forehead.
I want to know what's wrong with walking to the kitchen naked.
I mean, I don't guess anything's wrong. I'm not a naked person like that.
Oh. I walk around my house
I don't do
naked.
any
I'm naked right now.
No. I don't even sleep naked.
Oh, I do.
What if there's an emergency? I don't have time to find pants. I got to get PS4, Xbox, Switch. I got shit to get out.
I'm handling shit, dick is swinging.
I can't. I need a little structure too when I'm trying to lay down because I'm a side sleeper. I don't want to mash anything.
Your body won't let you. Don't worry. Well,
it won't let you once it figures out that you're doing it. That's what I don't want.
Mean, most people's bodies don't. Yours might not comply. I don't know, but
right. I can't risk it.
I'm a side sleeper too, and I've never smashed my nuts.
This show's taking a weird turn right off the rip.
We're getting to the good stuff.
We've covered ball heat, sleeping positions, the southern humidity.
Yeah, it's humid up here too. Heat index of over 100 today.
Yeah, here too today. Triple digits.
I don't mind.
Woohoo. Those are called inside days for everybody not familiar.
I'll be outside. I'm doing landscaping work.
Fuck that.
Right next to.
I did all that yesterday.
Right next to the pool though, so I can just jump in, cool off.
Yeah, I did all that yesterday. I'm not messing with it today. I got one garage chore to do, which I'll have the door open for. Getting a new arcade. When that's done, I'm out. I'm inside.
No, I got to dump some dirt. I went and picked up a load of dirt yesterday. I got to fix my mom's car. There's other shit I got to do too, but I can't remember what they are right now.
No, I'm all inside.
But yeah,
some laundry to do.
Oh, I have to do laundry as well. I do have to
play some games.
I'll see how I feel later on tonight.
I'm gonna play early probably. And late.
I already told you.
Psychopath.
I already told you that I'm gonna be doing stuff during the day.
What if you don't do some of that though and you play some games?
I'm gonna do that though.
We've got Unravel 2 to play. We got a Way Out to play.
We do have that.
List ain't getting no shorter. That's all I'll say.
Well, it's not happening this afternoon. That's what I'll say.
What if you put off some of that? Just ride around with the dirt.
I'm not putting it off.
Don't let your mom ride around at all. Stellar, I gotta play some video games.
No.
For non-work.
That's what I need is less friends. That's what I need is more people to not like me.
It's
like
fine.
there's not enough. I'm already pretty big on the quality of friends, not quantity. So I need to maintain that.
They could start a club. The ones that hate you.
Are you kidding? That's not a club. That's like a small country. That's a government.
We were playing last night, and you got off. Not sexually, you quit playing.
I knew what you meant. The listeners may not have. I do thank you for clarifying. No?
I didn't walk him through anything. He quit playing, and as soon as you quit playing, we played against a gentleman called Dan the Trophy Hunter.
Oh.
And I was like, Smurf account on here.
Oh, yeah.
Dan's playing with an alternate account.
Yeah. Does that sound like me?
No, nothing about Dan the Trophy Hunter sounds like you.
Except for the Dan part.
Right. But the name's too, like, on the button, too.
And it's not something I do.
Right. The trophy hunter.
Good old Dan.
So, what did you play this week?
Oh, I had a pretty busy week. Not gaming-wise, but real-life-wise. Because we finally had some nice weather where I could get some things done. So, well, I played a little bit. Well, I played Destiny throughout the week, as I could.
See this? I'm wearing a Destiny shirt right now.
I do see it. I like that shirt.
Loot Crate. Continue.
Thank you for that.
It's behind the scenes for everybody, except for you can't see.
And I played some Rocket League. I think just last night was the only night I played Rocket League, wasn't it? This week?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe last Sunday night, but...
Did you play? You might have played Monday, too. I don't know at this point.
I know I did not play much. I did download The Amazing Adventures of Captain Spirit, but I have not played it yet because I want to sit down. It's supposed to be about 2 hours. I'd like to sit down and finish it all in one sitting, and I have not had that 2-hour period where I just had for me to do it. So I have not played that yet, but I am really looking forward to it. And
I also downloaded that,
and that is what I played this week. I'm really into the Destiny right now. I'm trying to get everything leveled up so I can play with some of my friends.
Yeah. Yeah, I downloaded the Amazing Adventures of Captain Awesome or whatever that's called.
Captain Spirit.
Yeah, Captain Awesome would have been a better name, but
I think there's already a Captain Awesome.
Could be. I downloaded that on Xbox, but I haven't played it yet. Just a size issue. That's why I got it over there.
Because you have more room on your Xbox?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. Don't play a lot over there, and a lot of what I have is Game Pass stuff.
Gotcha.
So if I had to get rid of something, it'd be okay. And because I don't have a Life is Strange save file, or not going to have a Life is Strange 2 save file, it just makes sense for me to play where I didn't have to delete.
I had to do it on the PS4 because I feel like it's going to roll over into Life is Strange 2, and I want that.
Didn't they say it was going to?
So they said it's connected. They didn't say that trophies carry over or choices carry over, but they did say that it's essentially a bit of a prequel. So
I played enough games for both of us.
Yeah, you played a shit ton of stuff this week. A lot of VR.
I've lost my mind.
A lot of VR.
So here's what happened. I think everyone who listens to this, more than just this episode, is aware that I'm pretty pumped for Jurassic World Evolution.
Mm-hmm.
The physical copy comes out Tuesday.
This Tuesday.
When you're listening to this, tomorrow if it's Monday. If it's Tuesday, today. If it's past Tuesday, shit's already out. So
nice clarification. Thank you.
I just want to. I like transparency.
Information is good. You can never have too much information.
So way back when, I downloaded this game called Dino Frontier. Did I talk about it last week?
Yes.
Okay. So my whole thoughts, I don't think I did because I think I started playing it Sunday.
Maybe you talked to me about it.
Probably. That's the problem we have, folks. We don't have any idea. Some of it's recorded, some of it's not. I don't know. If I did, here's a recap for you. A game called Dino Frontier came out. It was $30, which was too high, but it looked like everything that I love in video games. It's resource management. It's dinosaurs. It's city building. It's tower defense. I mean, it's like someone reached in my head and ripped this thing right out of it.
And it's VR, correct?
It's VR. It's self-aware and funny. It's so you can zoom in, but you're kind of this god mode. They call you Big Mayor, which is also amazing.
Big Mayor. Because
you're giant, and you can pick them up and move them around the map. So they're like, hey, Big Mayor.
Huh?
Like whenever you grab somebody. And I'm like, this is great. And if the VR works really good, if you think this is how I would want to do this, that's how it works in the game. So to zoom in and out, you use the iPhone pinch and pull with the Move controller, so it's very natural. To navigate, you just grab with one of them and pull it to you if you want to move forward, or push it away from you if you want to move back. You can pick up anything that you can interact with. And so when you have a person and you have a dinosaur, you can pick it up and put it on top of it just the way that you would think. You just place them on top of it. But to get them off, the game doesn't tell you, and I'm like, how would I get somebody off? So I just reached up, grabbed him, and yanked him off the dinosaur. And that is how you get them off, but it kind of like hesitates when you start pulling, and it like yanks them off. It's great. But I love everything about that game. But my thought was, I have to beat this before Jurassic World.
Yeah, okay.
I know they're not the same thing, but it's a building game.
They're similar.
It's dinosaurs.
They're similar enough.
Yeah. And Jurassic World is very serious. It takes itself very serious.
Oh, yeah.
Dino Frontier does not. And because of that, I'm like, I don't know that going between the two at the same time would work.
It's probably not a good idea because you'll confuse yourself and will like or dislike one for whatever it's doing at that time.
And I know everybody's thinking, well, couldn't you just play it after Jurassic World? Yes, but I've had this game for months and haven't played it.
So it's time.
So I found an arbitrary reason to force myself to play it.
Fine.
I took full advantage of it.
Those are the best reasons.
So that game was all I could think about. I was playing every single night till I beat it. Before I started playing Rocket League at night, I would jump on and play a little VR. So I beat it, and I also got the platinum.
Ooh.
So I kicked that game's ass.
Yeah.
Never played again probably, but I loved every second of it. And then, for whatever reason, I was like, all I want to do is play VR. That's it.
So what'd you jump into?
Moss.
How is it?
Moss was great because I also beat it.
Oh.
I loved Moss a lot. I see why everyone talks about Moss like it is the pinnacle of PlayStation VR. I think it might be for what is out already. Moss is a game that is like crafted with love. Like you can feel it.
Is it necessary? Is VR necessary for that game?
So yes, for a couple different reasons. It's probably a $5 game without VR.
Okay.
It also doesn't work because so Quill, who is the main character, she's a little mouse.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most adorable lead characters in a game, especially one that doesn't speak.
Okay.
Much. She speaks a little, but not much. She goes inside of things, and because you're in VR, you can actually lean down inside of something to see better.
Okay.
So if she walks inside of a cave that you can't see, it creates a blue silhouette so you can see where she is behind something.
Okay.
But that loses a little something. But with VR, you can actually lean down inside of it.
Gotcha.
The levels are also laid out like an IMAX theater that you set too close to the screen at.
Okay.
So you need the ability to look right and look left while also controlling her, which would not work with...
It would, but it would be very complicated.
Like if you controlled the camera, I just don't think it would work if you controlled her and the camera. Part of what makes those third-person VR games work is that you move the camera effortlessly.
Right.
Without effort.
That's what that means. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, I should have said without effort. It sounds better. I was fixing it because I thought it sounded better.
Oh, I thought you were like giving the definition.
No, I figured most people understood what I meant. I thought without effort sounded better. So
thank you. Ryan has a highest IQ here. We're all a bunch of idiots.
I just thought it sounded a little better. Sometimes I want to, when I'm penetrating those ears, I want it to sound good. So something about that game is very like crafted with love. They tell a really basic ass story, I'll say.
Okay.
But they tell a basic ass story about a character that you care about
in the best way possible.
Yeah. Now, one thing I did not realize is that Moss is 100% set up to be a ongoing thing.
So it's like episodic, essentially?
Kinda. I mean, they tell you at the end, like, you completed book 1, but her journey's just starting.
Huh.
I'm like, well, fuck.
How many books
are
there?
Cool to know that. I don't know.
Are they all $30?
Even better question.
Okay.
Because that seems high. I was talking about this last night. At $20 a game, 3 episodes, that's a $60 game. It's not so bad, but at $30 a game.
Right. Now you're talking $90.
Mm-hmm. It's not 2 books. That's tacky, right? It's got to be at least 3.
I would think so.
Yeah, that's high, unless they're coming out as DLC, maybe.
Like maybe $15 DLCs or something? $20 DLCs?
Maybe. The other... It's not called Moss Book 1.
It's just called Moss.
Right. So I take a little issue with that also.
They should have announced that it was. This is a book 1 story.
I don't know. Give it a name. Give it a subtitle.
It's kind of hard to do.
Something
yeah.
so that.
I see your point, but I can see how it's kind of hard to do.
I mean, I guess they just come out and call it Moss 2, and you're like, oh, okay, second book. But I don't know.
No, it's going to be Moss, whatever.
And then I'm like, you missed a huge opportunity here to make the case look like a book.
True.
Like, how good would those look on a shelf looking like volumes?
Yeah, but wait till they all come out.
That'll piss me right off.
Physical.
Yeah, that'll piss me off.
I'm just saying. Just wait for it. It's happening.
I did wait and get Moss until it was physical. Because I didn't want the digital. So anyways, that's enough time on that. I beat it, and then I said, hey, 60%, I'm going to go ahead and platinum this one too.
Oh, shit.
So I start looking through the trophies that I need. I'm like, oh, easy, easy, easy. I get to this one that says, save somebody without taking a death. I'm like, oh, the last real mission you do, the last real level, it's got a lot of timing stuff in it. So I'm like, you probably have to nail that whole section without dying. So it would be complicated, but not fun, probably.
So did you change your mind?
So I Googled that trophy, and it says you don't have to beat that last level without dying. You have to beat the entire game start to finish without dying.
Oh, fuck that. No, not my way.
No.
That's not how I do things.
Closed application. Did not get the rest of the trophies that would be easy to get. And that was it for that game.
Okay.
Loved it. Don't need the platinum in it. Don't need that stress in my life. I saw some people saying you had to beat it in one sitting too, which the game is probably only about 4 hours long if you don't collect anything.
That's a long time in VR.
But other people saying you don't have to beat it in one setting.
Well, you could probably just PlayStation Home, leave it on.
You probably could. I saw people saying that the game has something to keep you from doing the save scum, so when you die, you don't go back to your last one.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't actually think you can save in that game. I think it auto-saves. You can create like a new file, but something about that game knows where you started saving at, so it has to be a complete save in order for it to work.
Ah, okay.
It just sounded way too stressful. I was like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah, no, that doesn't even sound fun to me.
So I still have like 30-something games in my VR folder, but I was like, I need one more. So then I went to the store yesterday and picked up Rick and Morty Virtual Rick-ality.
How's that?
So those are by the ladies and gents that made Office Simulator and are making Vacation Simulator, and it is very much in that vein, which is what I wanted. I wanted a little more of that. A little more of really good VR that has me just grabbing and moving and doing and puzzle solving. It is more of that. I've never watched Rick and Morty. I don't know anything about Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the jokes are still hidden with me. Some of them are not. Right off the bat, I felt like I was a little worried. But at the very beginning, like every VR game, it's like, hey, here's how you should play. You should be 5 to 7 feet away. You should be standing. You should clear your surroundings so you're not an asshole and punch something in your home. It doesn't say that. It's like a normal VR game. So then it just says stand 5 to 7 feet away and then hit the T button on the controller, or move your head and then move the controllers. So you do, and it automatically advances it. And then immediately, Rick says, look, I need you to put your arms out in like a T pose, because I'm going to be honest with you, I pretty much half-assed that last setup. So once you do this, press the T button. And I was like, okay, I feel like I'm going to be all right here. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of like self-aware, breaking the fourth wall jokes, and it seems like it's going to be okay. And I knew the gameplay itself would be, because it was just Office Simulator with skins.
Right.
So I'm excited to get into it. I picked it up for $20. I had not such a great experience getting it from Target. Shout out to Target for sucking. Best Buy had it on sale for $20. That game's normally $30. I went to go to Best Buy to get it. They're sold out, of course. So then I take my ass to Target. And I'm like, hey, you guys price match, correct? And she said, well, for some stores, so it depends. I'm like, okay, what stores?
Right.
Like,
let's advance.
Clearly, I have a question about this. And so I said, so you guys price match from Best Buy? And she said, I think so. I'm like, I mean, surely you do. They're a legit store that is everywhere. She said, well, I think we do, but it has to be a print ad. I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means, but
it's not just any price. It's got to be. I know what it means.
I mean, so it is that price if you walk in the store.
Yes.
It's not in their weekly sale, but that's the price it is. And so, in fairness, before walking in Target, I read their price match saying on their site.
Okay.
But I don't like to go in and just be like, hey, you guys are going to do this. So I'm like, hey, you price match? I know what it says already. And I know you do it for Best Buy. And I know you do it for anything that they have that's not a doorbuster or a like Black Friday type sale.
Right.
So anyways, she said, it just depends, blah, blah, blah. It's got to be a print ad. And I'm like, okay, well, it's on their website for that price. She said, well, it has to be in store. I'm like, it's also in store from that price. She said, well, it has to be available. Okay, quick note. If I could buy it from there, I wouldn't be here. So that doesn't make any damn sense at all. I don't love Target so much that I'm like, I'd rather give you my money than some other place. I don't really care about any business like that.
Okay.
So
how'd this go? Keep going. I'm interested.
Well, it's real anticlimactic because after all that, she just walks over to the register. I lay my phone down with a price on it, and she just does it.
Wow, that was a long way around.
Yeah, like after giving me all that pushback, she did no problem going actually doing it.
That was a scenic route, huh?
I was like, I don't understand why you were being like that.
Because she was trying to get you to not do it, and then when it wasn't going to happen, she was like, fuck it.
It was weird. I didn't even get the vibe like she didn't want me to do it. I got the vibe like she didn't give a fuck about Target or about that game or about me.
Yeah, probably. That's probably exactly what it was.
Like, it wasn't personal. It wasn't about money. It was like, I don't want to do any of this.
I just want to go home.
Yeah.
I get that.
So I did,
because I worked.
I played a little bit of that. Not the Target thing, but I played a little bit of Rick and Morty. Like a little bit, like 30 minutes. Then I'll go through the next ones pretty quick if I can. I finished Yoku's Island Express on the Switch. That's the most amazing thing. I don't know if I've ever beat 3 games in a week my entire life.
Yeah, I don't know that you have either.
Everyone who knows me knows I don't finish
anything.
Real life or video games.
You need those really short games, apparently.
That's what's so good about VR. 3 hours. 4 hours. Now, Yoku, I probably have 10 plus hours in that game. But yeah, the VR stuff is so good because I can sit down over 2 or 3 nights and finish something and feel like good about it.
Yeah.
So I finished Yoku's Island Express. The ending of that game, it was phoned in. I did not care for the ending at all. It was lazy. I thought the writing was lazy for a game that is incredible all the way through with good writing. I thought that part was lazy. I also thought the final battle was
a little meh.
Yeah, a little meh. Just a little eh. Okay. Sure. I played that game. That was $20. And then for some reason decided to play H1Z1.
How's that?
Well, it's not great.
You don't like it?
I don't love it. For 2 reasons. So, it's not H1Z1's fault. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are some issues. My character went invisible a couple times. I got a sweet picture of a parachute with no one attached to it floating down to Earth.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. There's some jankiness to it. Not like in a charming way.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a this isn't fun way. The gunplay is good. I thought the sounds of the guns were really good, especially in a nice set of headphones with people shooting all around you. It sounded really, really good. The cars drive okay. They're a little floaty, like an open world game that shouldn't have car driving.
Yep.
It feels a little bit like that. They drove kind of like the Crew 2, which I didn't love. Like weird things, though, you wreck it, it's on fire, but there's no damage to the car, and it blows up still in mint condition. I'm like, I don't Okay. That seems a little off to me.
It is. It's a little nitpicky, but it's a little weird.
So a lot of that kind of stuff. But what really it's really Fortnite's fault and PUBG's fault.
Because it's the same Battle Royale idea, but just not in the same fun manner.
Yeah, so Fortnite is smooth as silk.
Mm-hmm.
That game feels so incredible. And I prefer the experience of PUBG. It's slow, it's methodical, it's a lot of sitting and waiting.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, I'm going to sit here till I have to move, then I'll move and sit somewhere else, which suits the way I play Battle Royale. This does none of those. It's serious. It's not like Fortnite. It's going for that serious end of the world type Battle Royale, but it doesn't feel like I don't care if I die in that game. I don't feel like you can properly hide in that game. I also don't feel like it's fluid enough to make battles fun. I'm not a huge fan. I don't mind the progression. I don't mind the unlocks. I think that's all fine. Some of the character customization is neat and kind of funny. You also don't jump out of anything. You just start on a parachute, which, just let me jump out of something. Seems like it'd make more sense.
That's a little nitpicky too, but okay.
The parachuting is terrible.
Okay. That's
not good at all. Yeah. I don't like that game a lot. I played it with Howard, then also played it with Howard and Pat-Man. It was fun. We laughed a lot, but not because we were having so much fun.
Right.
We laughed a lot because we're like, what just happened?
You were like laughing at the game, not with it?
Yeah, at it, with it. I don't know. Like, it was not good, though. I did that until I was like, okay, well, I don't want to do this
ever,
at least again tonight, maybe ever.
So I can pretty much take that off my hard drive.
I mean, I'm not against playing it again.
I just got it because you guys wanted to play it. You guys already played it.
It's going to be a short experience, though, if it's like it last time.
I didn't like it, so I'm just taking it off. I'm not even going to bother.
Played more PUBG Mobile. I'm still rocking that. And I think that's it. But who knows? I could be skipping something with as much shit as I've played this week.
It's a good week for you.
It is. I wonder how long I can sustain this, though.
Not forever.
Yeah, it's got to come to an end.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump into Rick and Morty today. I've still got a slew of VR games.
I've got a ton of games I still have to play. Destiny's fun. I'm having fun with it.
Mm-hmm. Got a Destiny shirt on.
I know you do. Quit saying that.
All right, well, I just want you to know. I'm supporting you.
Are you, though? I think you're supporting Loot Crate. That doesn't do anything for me.
I canceled that shit. Fuck you, Loot Crate.
Did you finally? Haven't you canceled it like a gazillion times and they always send you a box?
Yeah, but I actually canceled. It was too expensive. Let me tell you what. I loved every single Loot Crate that I received, in fairness. Some of them sucked, but I still loved getting them. It was just too expensive. That was my only beef, and that's what I put, because they're like, why would you cancel? That's what I put in the survey that I filled out before you can actually cancel.
Yeah.
It was just too expensive. It's not personal. $30 for every crate. That's just too much money for a year. For what amounts to one T-shirt that I may or may not wear outside because I don't want to have to talk about whatever it's about.
And some chintzy.
And some knickknacks.
Yeah.
Hey, I fucking love knickknacks. I get it. I just don't have room to display.
I don't love $30 worth every month.
I don't have a room to display an Elder Scrolls sword. I don't even want that, if we're being totally clear. I did get a World of Warcraft cookbook out of one of them, which I thought was funny.
That's neat.
Yeah, it's like real recipes. But I was like, that's fun. I got an ice cream scoop that's twisted metal. I thought that was okay. I could use that.
Those are related.
I won't, but I could, yeah.
Well, you got Sweet Tooth. I guess he's an ice cream truck, right?
Yeah. I thought it was okay. One of the coolest things I got was a leather pouch for Uncharted that also has the coin inside of it.
Yeah, you told me about that.
That's a cool thing. And, of course, I signed up for the Rocket League pack, which came with like a plush ball, Mario Kart sunshade for your car, and some other stuff in there. And then I kept it going. I got awesome Sea of Thieves stuff out of it. Little statue, a towel, some other stuff for Sea of Thieves. So it's not been... It wasn't all bad for sure. Like I said, I'd love to getting them. It felt like Christmas. It was just too high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not cheap.
So, goodbye, Luke Craig.
Goodbye, Luke Craig.
So now that I've spent roughly 30 minutes on what I played, we're going to run through the lackluster news.
Okay.
Now, we're still in the hills of E3.
Yeah, there's not much going on. We can run through it real quick.
We're going to start with the new release list, and you're going to understand what we're talking about almost immediately.
That's true. When
you look at these new releases. Do you want to get the new releases? I've been talking a lot.
I can get the new releases. You want to run through your spiel first?
Oh, yeah, I will. I forgot about it because I was saying about playing VR.
It's okay.
Should buy VR.
I get it.
If you have the money and you're thinking about it, you should buy VR to everyone listening. I'm going to leave it at that. You should also listen to this show every single week because we'll talk about what we played for 30 minutes sometimes. Sometimes we won't. Sometimes we'll start with ball heat.
Yes, and sleeping positions.
That's what we do. Side sleepers with ball heat.
And how the two might be related.
Could be. We don't know. We're not doctors. We're hosts. We're adults most of the time.
Normal folks.
Yeah. For whatever that word means now, but yeah.
Two normal dudes.
Regular guys that like to talk about video games and other stuff.
Not bros.
Not bros.
I'm not a bro. You can be a bro if you want to. I am not a bro.
Maybe episode 285, not bros.
Not bros.
Not bros. Not Super Mario Bros, but that's not true. I love Super Mario.
Not Super Mario Bros, though. That's Mario and Luigi.
We're not.
They're Super Mario Bros.
It's true. But we all know the episode will be called Fortnite Canceled?
Question mark.
Right. I mean, we got to get clicks. You know what we're talking about.
You guys aren't telling your friends. You better get on that, by the way.
Yeah. Anyways, we do this each and every week. It posts Monday, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time on podcast services around the world. It couldn't be easier to find. If it was easier to find, it would show up on your doorstep like milk back in the day. That's how easy. I could have picked the Amazon package now to make it timely.
You could have, but milk back in the day. I've always wanted milk delivered to my house. See how that would roll.
What, out of all the things you see in old movies, that may be the most like glamorous looking thing.
Yeah, it makes it seem like it makes like you're like well off, like rich.
Like seeing the milk show up the way it showed up in those glass bottles, and like the dude that brought it was always so crisp and clean. Like the milkman was legit.
I'm like, yeah, but now it's like I got to go to the store and get milk. But if it
comes in the fucking cartons a lot of times, it feels cheap, or it comes in the
giant
recycled
gallon plastic jug.
Yeah, that shows what slobs we all are. It just comes in this big giant cheap fucking plastic jug.
But it could have been like delivered to your door in glass bottles
on ice.
Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
We're like the milkman. That's what I'm getting at. This show, us, everything about it is just like the back in the day milkman.
Back in the day milkman.
If you love that, head over to patreon.com/Gamestitch. Support us. If you don't, read into the milkman a little more because I think you will. When you find out a little more about milkman.
How cool that was. Milk delivery.
I'll also tell you, so I'm a big Mad Men fan.
Yes.
I feel like John Hamm was every milkman.
You feel like John Hamm was every milkman?
That's what they look like. That's what they talked like. Good-looking, dapper gentleman.
Maybe.
Bringing you milk.
Possibly.
That's in my mind. Everyone looks like Don Draper, but in all white with the hat.
With the hat. It's got to be like the captain's hat, only it's white and black.
Because you tip it to people when they're like, "Hey, thanks for the milk," and you tip them.
Is that how that works?
But it wasn't even like that. It's like, "Hey, John," because you know you're milkman. Anyways, if you drink milk at all, you should support us over at patreon.com/Gamestitch. If you don't drink milk or you don't want to support us, tell your friends about both the milkman and us. But don't give them any context for either.
Yes, that's the best.
Yeah, I think that's
the way to
plan.
go. Without a doubt, that's the way to go.
Long and the short is that we love each and every person that listens to this show, and thank you.
We appreciate you. We do. We love you.
Like the milkman, you are our heroes.
Yes.
Now Dan's going to read you a list, and I will tell you, very list-heavy episode. You're welcome.
Another list-heavy episode courtesy of our good friend Ryan.
You're welcome.
Who can be reached at Podcast Ryan on Twitter, so make sure that you give him a bunch of shit for all these fucking lists.
Send me a list of the reason why you like lists.
Yeah, do that. Do that. Don't do that. He'll love it. All right.
I will love it.
New game release dates for June 2018. Or for July 2018, I'm sorry. June was yesterday.
We'll just do last month's. It's better.
Fuck off. This is for July 2018. On July, I'm not going through systems unless it's just a single system. Fuck it, I'll just go through systems. Fuck you and your list.
I like to see you work through this organically like that.
I hate these fucking. I hate lists.
People want to know what system it's on.
I hate lists.
Can I even get that game?
All right, the physical copy of Jurassic World Evolution releases on July 3rd for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered, also releases for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Mushroom Wars 2 for the Switch on July 5th. Warhammer 4000 Inquisitor.
40,000.
40,000. Warhammer.
Shorted them 36,000.
I did. Warhammer. You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about the Bond versus the Bale.
That's fair. I'll allow it. That's usually how we talk about numbers, so that's fine.
Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr comes out on the 5th as well for PS4 and Xbox One. Shining Residence Refrain for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch on the 10th. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, Switch and 3DS, July 13th. Earthfall, PS4, Xbox One, and PC, July 13th. Also on the 13th for the Switch, you get Octopath Traveler. Running into the next week, we have July 17th, which gives us Adventure Time, Pirates of the Enchiridion, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. On that same day, also for the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, we get Sonic Mania Plus. We have the Mega Man X Collection 1 and 2 on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC on July 24th, as well as No Man's Sky for the Xbox One. On the 24th, we also have the Banner Saga 3 for the PS4, the Xbox One, the Switch, the PC, and for your Macintosh computer.
Shout out to Mac making the list.
I know, look at that. And on the 31st, we've got one release for the Switch, and that would be Code of Princess EX. And those are your new game releases for the month of July 2018.
Let me just recap that list for you. It is Jurassic World, Captain Toad, Octopath, Sonic Mania, No Man's Sky. I know Dan said some other stuff.
I did.
Like the Princess of EX.
Yeah, I
Code
said...
of Princess EX. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, mine are If I were to recap the list, it would be Captain Toad, Octopath, and No Man's Sky.
Now, I'm not going to play Octopath, but people are talking highly of that thing.
It's supposed to be very, very good.
Sonic Mania is good if you like old Sonic. So if you don't, wipe that from the list. Jurassic Park, if you like city building, is a gem. But Captain Toad, so good. Probably the best game on the list, Captain Toad. Probably.
Captain Toad. I don't know. I haven't played No Man's Sky since it morphed into a whole new game.
I'm pumped for the people on Xbox getting that game.
I know. I'm excited for them. I hope it takes off better than it did for the PS4 because they get all the upgraded version.
Yeah. They're getting the game the way that everyone thought they were getting it on PS4.
Right.
The multiplayer goes live then too, right?
I think so, yes. I believe it goes.
Yeah, we'll jump back into that.
I think we need to.
Yeah, we will.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to start over. I know you don't want to.
I won't. I'm too hard-headed.
Oh, okay.
Exosuit's fully upgraded. Ship's fully upgraded. I won't.
Okay.
I won't do it.
Okay. We're fine.
I'm probably not fully upgraded either with the updates.
Probably not. You're probably not anymore.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to roll through these ones for you, too, because more lists. Yay. PS4's PS Plus games for July 2018. First of all, I'm going to tell you to hold on to your assholes because you're probably going to shit yourself because this is such a good month. For the PS4, we've got Absolver and Heavy Rain. For the PS3, we have Deception 6, The Nightmare Princess, and Rayman 3 in HD. And for the Vita, we have Space Overlords and Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma. Now, I do want to note that, remember, I told you to hold on to your asshole because you were probably going to shit yourselves. That was sarcasm.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing mind-blowing on this list. This is a pretty poor showing for Sony this month.
It makes sense you would do it now, though, in the summer when people are going outside.
I suppose so. I mean, don't get me wrong. Heavy Rain's a good game, but I don't know. I think the Detroit joy has worn off now. Maybe they should have done both Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain last month.
I'm interested in Absolver, but this is not an exciting list.
It is not an exciting list.
Mm-mm.
You know who does have an exciting list?
All right, disagree, but go ahead.
I was going to say nobody.
Okay. Agree.
But you didn't play along. You didn't do it right, so.
Well, because I thought you were excited. I wanted to get in front of it.
No,
let you know I wasn't feeling it.
No. Xbox One free games with gold for July 2018. On the Xbox One, from July 1st to 31st, we have Assault Android Cactus, which I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Great.
And we also have Death Squared.
That game is fun. That's from our friends over at SMG Studios.
Yes, it is.
That game is fun.
That's going to be free from July 16th to August 15th on the Xbox One. For the Xbox 360, which it's important to note are also available for the Xbox One, we have Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown from July 1st to the 15th, and we have Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Conviction from July 16th to the 31st. Splinter Cell's a good game. I feel like they're prepping for something. Maybe it's a...
Yeah, I guess all those games are all fine. I don't know.
I mean, really, every game on this list is fine.
Yeah.
Like for both. For PS.
Yeah, but I wouldn't assign them a title higher than fine.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be like, ooh, I got to run out and get PS Plus or Xbox Live so I can play one of those. It's not one of those lineups.
No.
At all.
Heavy Rain's a great game, but Heavy Rain is old.
Heavy Rain is what? It's 5-6 years old?
It's old.
I know it's old.
It's old. Yeah, my brain doesn't work right. I'm like, oh, was it come out in 2004? Was it 2000?
Yeah.
My brain doesn't work that way. I have no idea.
Your brain just doesn't work.
A lot of the times for things like that, like any kind of like, hey, where was I when that game came out? That's how I'll remember. That part of my brain doesn't exist.
I don't remember where I was when games came out, but I can give a general idea of when they came out.
But you hear people like, oh, well, I was working here when this came out. It's just 2008. But it had to be 2008. I'm like, I don't know.
No, I don't do that. I just happen to know that Heavy Rain came out about 5 or 6 years ago. Like,
yeah, but I'll say something like that. I'll look, and it came out like 7 years ago because I don't understand time.
Well, 5 or 6 is closer. It's close enough to 7. It's fine.
Yeah, but then I could just say 3. I don't know, like 3 years ago.
Well,
is it fine if you say I don't know? Like if you say it real like throwaway like that in front of whatever time frame you give, it's acceptable.
Yeah, you could say like I don't know, sometime between 2005 and 2018. I don't know.
You're like I don't know.
You could do that. Yeah, that's fine.
Before today,
you could do that. That's fine.
I don't know. It was like 3 years ago.
As opposed to when someone asks you, you should try to at least give a little bit of an effort. Like I did. I said, "What did that come out like 5-6 years ago?" And you said,
"But I don't.
It's old."
I don't know. That's as specific as I can get. It didn't come out today. It came out last generation. Oh, when did last generation end? I don't fucking know. What's with all the questions? Okay, you're making me uncomfortable.
2013.
Because I don't know.
This is when last generation ended.
See, it's not how my brain works. Hats off to everyone who can do that. I have no recall for dates. It's filled up with other stuff.
Yeah.
Like
what?
I don't know what that stuff
You don't even know what's that? I want to know what the other stuff is.
Dude, there's so much in there. I couldn't tell you what was taking the place of dates.
Yeah, it's air. That's what's in there.
Even like life events. It's not just video games. I know when I graduated. I know when I was born. That's about like people were like, oh, I think I worked here from like 82 to 87. I don't literally know when I worked at any job.
I gotta look that stuff up, but
I'm not even certain my resume is correct because I'm the one that filled it out. I was taking some shots in the dark on when I started and left some places.
Might have thrown some college in there.
Right, don't worry about it. The degree's legit.
I might have went to Harvard.
You don't need to see it. You don't need to see it.
I might be a doctor.
Yeah, you don't need to see it.
If
Dr. Pepper can be a doctor, then I'm a doctor.
Neither confirm nor deny.
You know what I'm saying?
Dr.
I went to
Walton,
the same school.
Paging Dr. Walton.
God, that sounds terrible. That sounds stressful. I got a little anxiety when you said it. Okay. Let's move on to a real story.
Okay.
That is roughly 5 months old.
I'm curious. Well, it is, but it isn't.
It's a brand new story about old news.
I'm curious, what the secret was. Why are we just being told now?
It seems odd, and then we'll get into it when we read her comments. It sounds like she couldn't talk about it.
Yeah, but I don't know why. I mean, what's going on?
So, Amy Hennig, most people know of Uncharted fame for the reason that we have Uncharted. She had moved to EA and was working on that unnamed Star Wars game, codename Ragtag.
Yes,
over with Visceral.
Ragtag, yes.
She is not with EA and has not been with EA since January when the project was canceled.
And of course, it's important to note that we are learning of this now.
Correct.
6 months later.
It is very strange.
That is odd. Now, it is important to note EA was going through a lot of shit with Star Wars Battlefront right around this time. Is this just they didn't want more bad publicity?
So, I don't think so, because you remember all the EA bosses saying that they had pivoted to what that game was. I think that's when they made the comments that single player was dead.
Yes.
Which fuck you.
Yeah, it's not dead.
Assholes.
Everyone
like
else has proven left and right that single player isn't dead. Tell God of War. Tell Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell whatever Xbox makes.
Now, granted, EA, you bastards, it's not going to give you just this cycle of money to continue coming in, which is what you were about at the time. You've since repivoted, I guess. So
let's jump into some of what she said, because I think there's some interesting stuff here, and also it sounds like she's totally confused. So at the time, they came out and said they were still in talks with her, but they didn't really explain what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone assumed she was moved to a different studio.
Right.
But when asked if she was still creative director of the Star Wars project, she said, "I'm not. I have not worked for EA since January, technically, legally. Yes. This is the problem. It was hard enough for them, but people were immediately asking them, is Amy working with you? And the answer was, well, we're in negotiations. Like, It was sort of a soft pedal answer. I haven't been in, but look, I get along with all those people. I consider even the guys on the exec team friends. But it made it awkward because it was like, I never got the chance to announce that I'm not with EA. So I needed to just pull that Band-Aid at some point. But also had nothing to announce. It makes sense. It makes it sound like I just went home, but I'm doing stuff. I'm working on all kinds of things. She's a little rambly there, but basically she's saying, I haven't been there since January and we weren't in negotiations.
Yeah.
I read something else from her that made it sound like She wasn't even told anything. Like, she was still drawing a check, it sounded like.
Yes, this whole situation is weird, and it's not good for EA. I think it's interesting that it's just this whole story is coming out 2 weeks after E3.
Now, here's the fun part, though. She goes on to say, I'm working independently and staying independent. I just started my own small little independent studio, and I'm consulting with some people. I'm hoping to bring some people on board. I would love to have a little company of about 6 to 8 people, 15 at the most, and do some more projects, do some VR stuff. I'm consulting with some VR companies and doing a ton of research because I haven't played a lot to immerse myself in it. So that's super exciting for me. Like a narrative VR thing driven with her, I'm in. Also, ultra specific, 8 to 15 people.
It sounds like she's not happy with the larger companies anymore.
It also sounds like she's put a little thought into exactly what this little company might be because she knows how many people it needs.
Yeah.
She closes it out with saying, so yeah, I'm not doing anything Star Wars, and who knows what my future may hold. But the project is on the shelf now. The Vancouver studio is working on something pretty different. It's really not... And then she stops and says, once you go more open world, it's such a different game to the one that we were making. Everybody loved what we were doing, and I'd love to see it resurrected somehow. But it's complicated. That last line throws me off, too. What's so complicated?
I'm assuming that's code and a nice way of saying we had a severe clash of ideas.
So yeah, maybe that game was so broken that they couldn't continue to make it. Like maybe there was 8 people all pulling in different directions and they just had to stop.
I think the original vision that they had for that game, that team had for that game, was completely different from what EA wanted to pivot to, and there was no way to change that. And the creative team probably fought that. No, that won't work. I'm not going to make a shit game.
She was creative director and writer on that game, so.
Right. No, that won't work. We're not able to do that and get the fuck out.
Here's something that's crazy, and I heard this somewhere else. She has not made a game this generation.
No.
That's crazy.
No.
And even more crazy is she keeps working on shit that doesn't happen. Because, Uncharted was the same way. They went back to the drawing board with that after she left.
Yeah.
Uncharted 3.
Yep. My least favorite Uncharted, might I add.
So
I don't know if those two are related, but...
They scrapped her ideas. Yeah, probably not, because Uncharted 4 was good for you, right?
Except for the way it ended.
Yeah, The Lost Legacy was great.
Lost Legacy was good.
Yeah, so she left there. She pivoted there. They rewrote whatever she had done, a lot of what she had done, my understanding. Then she goes over there, starts working on the Star Wars game for several years now, and then that gets scrapped. It's kind of sad if you love to make games and you're not doing the one thing that you love to do.
And this could be a comment. I mean, she is looking to start her own studio. It could be that maybe she's the problem.
She could be.
That's possible too. Maybe that's why.
But you can eliminate. Yeah, you eliminate all that by being the boss.
Right.
All the shit that you don't like. That's what we do here.
Right. So
there's the door if you don't like it.
There's just not enough information. It's just so weird. The timeline is so odd.
Yeah.
Is what's weird about it. All right, moving on. We got another wonderful list for you, courtesy of Ryan.
This is called a deal list right here.
This is a deal list. PS4 just announced their PlayStation hits.
I love this. I missed the greatest hits.
The greatest hits
most
lineup
played, whatever they could. Yeah, I miss those.
Yeah, so they're coming back for the PS4, just like it did on all the previous. What was it? Greatest hits and essentials, I think it was.
I don't know. I like anything like, hey, these are great games and now they're cheaper. I love that.
So 15 great PS4 games are now only $20 in the U.S. Those games are, here's the lineup, folks. We have Bloodborne, Battlefield 4, Doom, Drive Club, Infamous, Second Son, Killzone, Shadowfall, The Last of Us Remastered, Little Big Planet 3, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Definitive Experience, Project Cars, Ratchet and Clank, Street Fighter V, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, Yakuza 0, and Yakuza Kiwami. Those are the 15 titles that are now $19.99 in the United States.
You could damn near throw a dart and hit a game and be happy with that purchase.
Yeah.
And the reason Dan keeps saying the United States is they're not out in Europe.
Yes.
July 17th, and also it's not that list for Europe.
Yep, it's a different list.
So, if you're wondering, obviously this is the country that we love.
Mm-hmm.
He's not just saying that because he loves it, though. It's different.
There's a reason for it, which I didn't get a chance to get to. I was going to.
If you got a set of European ears on, you just know that that's not your list.
Yep, and it's not coming out till the 18th of July.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have July in Europe, right? No, I'm kidding. That's a joke.
I'm going to leave it alone. I love Europe.
I like Europe, too. You know what they don't have in Europe, though? They don't have a July 4th.
It's true. That's true. Well, they do, but it doesn't mean the same thing.
No, they have a July 4th. They don't have a July 4th Independence Day, I should say.
It's cool. I mean, if you don't like fireworks and...
They have other days.
People getting drunk.
They have other days. Europe? They love getting drunk. They don't need a holiday to get drunk.
Then celebrate the 4th.
They do.
Star Wars Day.
Just for waking up. July the 4th be with you? No, that's not how that works.
I thought maybe they moved theirs. I don't know what they do over there. They don't make any sense. It's part of the Brexit thing, I thought.
I'm just going to ignore that. Now.
Okay.
Now you're being... You said odds. Ryan loves Europe, too. Even though he's talking shit about Brexit and all that shit.
Oh, is it? I said thought I was part of it.
Oh, what? What,
shit.
July the 4th be with you?
Yeah. That was in the fine print somewhere. From one serious story to the next. Sea of Thieves has added exploding skeletons.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's super cool.
They're carrying gunpowder barrels.
And then because that game's not insane enough, they're like, they need to be stronger explosions though, right?
So you can
carrying them.
So you can chain them together.
Yeah, so they jazzed up how exploding they are also.
Yes.
So that's great.
They are now super exploding apparently.
Yeah, so there's a new event tied to the gunpowder keg charging skeletons. That starts now and it runs through, where was that date?
July 10th.
July 10th. So get on it. You can earn 150 doubloons.
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 Not balloons.
Which can be used to buy exclusive items. Like the Bone Crusher sword, not the stored. The pistol, the blunderbuss, or the Eye of Reach. I don't know what the Eye of Reach is.
Me either. There's also 2 new Build Rat titles for any player who wants the bragging rights. And new letters of recommendation can unlock a full additional level in the trading company of your choice.
Couple bug fixes for you real quick. The Megalodon will no longer collide with islands when it's following the ship. Skeleton, this is maybe the biggest one. Skeletons with blunderbusses and pistols have had their accuracy reduced.
Yeah, they could hit you from everywhere.
They were all Mark Wahlberg from Shooter.
Yeah.
Every one of them. You're like, fuck, really?
Or Ryan Felipe from Shooter.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg.
Or Ryan Felipe. I actually like the TV show better than the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Never seen the show, so I can't comment. There's a gnat in here.
Okay, well, get it away.
I can't.
Not in the story, in his room.
Yeah. Also, stay tuned for a gnat story. Players can now make themselves unjoinable from the new crew management tab within the settings. Their reputation, summary, and icon have been updated. Being poisoned by a snake no longer shows the shit's exploding on the screen for a second time.
Yes.
Which it was doing before. Large button prompts no longer overlap. Certain hairstyles are no longer showing being tucked into jackets because that's a psychopath move. Skeletons at a fort no longer lose their textures once the captain is killed.
That's good.
Yeah, apparently the majestic trousers no longer visually tear. I hate a virtual pair of trousers tearing.
That should have stayed in. I don't give a shit.
The turning speed on the galleon has been corrected. So those are some patch notes. Again, there's a full list. That's just some of the highlights, I thought. There's a full list you can see over at Sea of Thieves.
Yeah. And here's some interesting news.
Here's mind-blowing news.
I did not see this coming. Pokemon Go's popularity hits levels not seen since launch.
Blowing my fucking mind right now.
This is according to Super Data. But the number of people actively playing Pokemon Go since May 2018 was so high that the only other time the numbers have been that elevated was during the summer that it launched.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
I didn't put it on here. The subtitle of the story was, "And you thought Pokemon Go was dead," and I was like, "Yeah, I did."
So did I.
As someone who still has it installed and opens it periodically, I did.
Now, it's important to note that it's not just the fact that it's like this summer that's getting people out. Pokemon Go recently received several new updates, all of which had like really good receptions. So there's trading, which was fucking huge.
That's the one I keep hearing talked about by everybody, that you can trade now.
It was huge. It also has added Alolan forms for 4 different Pokemon, a legendary Gen 3 Pokemon, research quests, and global challenges that occur during live events. 2 years.
The Pokemon Go.
And it's staying relevant.
Yeah, good for them. It won't be what it was before when it swept the country by storm, because Fortnite's doing that now.
Right.
But this is cool to see this having some staying power.
Yes. It's neat.
You know, they have these events going. You also have the Switch Let's Go Pokemon, Let's Go Switch EV, Let's Go whatever the fuck those are called. Which looks like Pokemon Go, which gets people talking about Pokemon Go, which gets people to download Pokemon Go again. And people are outside. Yes. When you're outside, you're like, I don't want to be a person. Let's catch Pokemon.
Some people want to be persons.
I don't think so.
You don't.
It's true, I don't.
But you don't want to be a person inside either, so.
Well, I don't know what that means. I clearly want to be a person.
You said when you're outside you don't want to be a person. You don't when you're inside either.
I don't want to, like, socialize and do it. Like, hey, let's play Chutes and Ladders or whatever people play outside.
No, but Chutes and Ladders
Fuck that.
Is a board game. That's not played outside.
You don't think anyone's ever played Chutes and Ladders outside?
No.
I disagree.
Maybe hide and seek, maybe you're thinking, or tag, possibly?
I disagree. Grown-ups don't play hide and seek.
Grown-ups don't play Chutes and Ladders outside.
I guess I need new friends. All right. It's been too long since we talked about Fortnite.
I don't think I need new friends. I think I'm good. Especially if they're playing Chutes and Ladders outside in the fucking yard.
I mean, not in the yard, but like
that's
on a nice,
that's psychopathic. No.
Like if you went to a party and they're like, we got Chutes and Ladders set up over here on the table, you wouldn't be like, okay.
No, I would not. Neither would you, so don't act like that. Number one, you wouldn't be at a party. Number two, if you were at a party, you would not play the convenient Chutes and Ladders setup.
Soak it up, because after dinner, Candyland's coming out.
Yeah.
And we'll polish off the evening with a little mousetrap.
Mousetrap I might could get behind.
I wanted mousetraps so bad as a child. My parents were like, it's junk. I'm like, it's awesome. They never got it for me. I got it as an adult, and I'm like, this sucks. I wish I'd had it when I was a kid.
It is junk, though.
Yeah, but if I'd have had that when I was a kid...
You would have got a chance to play one game, and then lost one piece, and then you're fucked.
It takes all pieces to work. Fortnite. This is the Fortnite Podcast. It'd be a shame if we didn't talk about Fortnite.
It's not the Fortnite.
So that I could call it Fortnite. Season 5, start date confirmed. This is the first of 3 battle Fortnite stories that I have. So the new season will begin on July 12th at 1 a.m. Pacific, which is a random ass time.
Mm-hmm. That's 4 a.m. Eastern and 9 a.m. What's BST?
I don't know.
British Standard Time?
Yeah, if you're in BST time, I think I just said time. If you're in BST, that shit is at 9 a.m. So there you go. Also, if you're AET, which is anywhere else time.
Is that like Atlantic Eastern Time?
It's anywhere else time, 6 p.m.
Yes.
I'm saying that it's 1 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
That's really what you need to know.
So to help people unlock the remaining Battle Pass rewards for Season 4, Epic is rewarding double XP between June 29th and July 2nd. Today's July 1st. You better get on that shit.
It's true. You better get on that shit.
I will not.
That's what they said, I think, in their official release.
It was. You better get on that shit.
Better get on that shit. Second story. They have dropped, Bluehole PUBG Corp has dropped their lawsuit against Epic.
Did they give a reason why?
They didn't, but they also didn't give a reason why they thought it would work to start with.
True. I'm betting they thought it'd be easy until Fortnite took off the way it did, and they're like, well...
Fortnite? That's a different game.
Fortnite. I didn't say... It sounded like Fortnite.
It sounded a lot like Fortnite.
I would play the shit out of that, by the way. I think Fortnite took off. Fort. Happy? Fort.
I mean, I didn't have a problem with the other one.
Fortnite took off huge, and I think... At first, Bluehole was like, yeah, well, before it gets too big. And now they're like, yeah, fuck it. It's going to cost too much money.
Mm-hmm. So that's the second one.
What's
the third story?
Numero tres.
I know how much you like basketball. I thought what would be a great story for Dan if I could combine Fortnite and basketball. His love of the game and his love of the game. So during the draft... DeAndre Ayton? I don't know his name. Ayton?
I don't know.
I believe he played for Kentucky, 19 years old. But during the draft, he opened his jacket to reveal that he had a Fortnite lining on his jacket, as people do. That was like the thing this year. Everybody had lining in the jacket of whatever they wanted to show off. And during the interview, he said, I couldn't sleep last night, so I played a lot of Fortnite.
Uh-huh.
That's a 19-year-old kid right there.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. In some cases, it's a 43-year-old man.
I just thought it was fun that he had it on his jacket. And they're like, why are you having it on your jacket? You're like, well, because I like Fortnite. Also, I couldn't sleep last night, so I played Fortnite.
So I played it.
They're like, okay, well, good talk. Enjoy the NBA. I think he went 9th overall. So.
Ooh.
Yeah, good to see some Fortnite.
Not bad.
Finally getting the love it deserves.
Yeah, that's nice to hear.
Finally some people talking about Fortnite. Finally.
I know. Haven't heard about it in a while.
Right. Finally some people talking about that. Bluehole, not talking about that anymore. Not in the courts, at least.
Nope. PUBG out.
The best part of that whole story is that Tencent owns both part of Epic and part of Bluehole. So, in theory, they were suing themselves.
From a certain perspective, yeah.
Right, which I kind of like. I think they're pretty standoffish about it. They just invest money and get money back. But I love that if you got down to the brass tacks, they were kind of suing themselves.
Ooh, the brass tacks.
My favorite kind of tax. I don't use any other kind.
I like push pins. I'm a push pin guy.
Yeah, I like the brass tacks.
Anytime
I'm going to tack something up, I reach for the brass ones.
Push pins. I'm a push pin guy. Sorry.
The plastic ones?
Yeah.
Nah, fuck those.
Yeah. Matter of fact.
Also, the ones that have like the beveled head that lays smooth that you can't ever get out once you push in. You hear them? Give it a shake in the mic. That's a box of clear push pins that Dan has, just at the ready. That came from his pocket too, which is weird.
It's from my drawer, not my pocket. I don't have pants on.
Are you naked for real? This got weird.
You'll never know.
He for sure doesn't have a shirt on. I can see. At Shirtless Dan on Twitter. Now it's time to go for.
You do that every week. What's going on?
I get excited. Excited about the newest, oldest, favorite segment, Gone But Not Forgotten, where we reach back in our gaming past. We tell you about a gem that we love, that you should love. Maybe you'll watch videos. Maybe if you have it, you'll dust it off, pop it in. This week it's Dan's turn.
We're going to roll back to the
like Walmart used to.
To the Xbox.
Okay.
The original Xbox.
The
not the
one?
not the 360, not the one.
But it was kind of the one.
It was kind of the one.
It was the Xbox One until the one came out.
Until the one came out, yes. You can't call it Xbox One anymore. That might have been a marketing thing. But this week's pick is 2004's first-person Melee Breakdown. Namco and EA. It was pretty, had a sci-fi. I'm sure you didn't play it because it's first person.
Yeah.
So you didn't play it, but it was really one of the first games, one of the first person games that was pretty much strictly melee. You were part of a super soldier experiment using alien technology.
Good.
Story's a little lame. There's a little bit of time travel in it, so that's a little bit lame. But the characters and the stories are really good. The plot did have some twists, even though they were kind of ridiculous. But you had special powers that you could use. But what was neat about it is you actually had arms, like which you never see in a first-person shooter. But you actually had your arms. If you needed to pick up ammo, you actually had to bend down and pick it up. You actually had to slide a key card through a door.
What's this game called?
Breakdown.
Breakdown. I was like, I can't even find the fucking cover art for this thing. Go ahead.
It's just got a big red fist that's like blistered, bubbling, like it's got a superpower.
Remember this.
Ready to discharge.
Never played it, but I do remember the. Maybe don't say discharge, but.
You actually used when you climbed up a ladder, you watched your arms move, so it was pretty cool. It was really not what we were used to out of first-person shooters at the time. But it actually reviewed quite well. And at one point, one of the writers, who was it, with the IGN, I think? But no, it was the Xbox One, said it has some design flaws, but altogether it is Games Radar included it on its list of games with untapped franchise potential. Mm-hmm. It really did review quite well. Had a little bit of problems. If you want to try it, you actually can play it. It was released on the store for backwards compatibility on the Xbox One in April. Or if you have the disc still, you can pop it in your Xbox One. Backwards compatible that way too. But another reason that I picked this game is because it kind of ties into one of this week's shout-outs.
So before we roll there, though, real quick, this is the cover.
Yes.
Not sure what happened there.
You dropped your phone.
This is the cover you remember, right?
Yes.
But then I also keep seeing this cover, which I've never seen.
I've never seen that cover.
Yeah, me either.
So never seen that cover. Unless that's maybe re-release.
Maybe.
That's what they have on the store.
Maybe. It's the red fist one.
Yes.
With like
the red...
like skulls or like souls are like in the fist.
Yeah. So definitely check it out. It was kind of something new for first-person shooters at the time. But I particularly picked it not only because I enjoyed it and because I played it and I liked it, but because it ties into one of this week's shout-outs.
Okay, shout-out time. So remember, if you want to shout out, patreon.com/Gamestitch. Go ahead.
So this week, Garrick actually asked us a question for his shout-out.
I love questions.
He said, I would love to see a Dead Space reboot. What franchise, realistically, would you like to see a reboot for? My answer to that question is Breakdown. I think it could be done on an indie budget, and I think you could continue that story. What's his name? Derek Owens? Something?
Derek Rose.
Derek Rose, that's it. Look at you.
That's a basketball player. I don't think that's it.
It's not. Maybe it is. It's Derek something, though.
Derek Rose.
It's definitely.
Now I don't know if that's a basketball player.
It might not be Rose. Derek Cole. So you can see my confusion, though. You can see my confusion. Those are really close.
Yeah, Cole and Rose are almost identical.
There's only 2 letters difference. So mine would be...
Yeah, Derek Rose is a basketball player.
And Derek Cole is the main character from Breakdown.
And Cole Witt drives a NASCAR.
And Cole Hauser is an actor.
Mm-hmm. And Doogie Howser also.
And Cole Trickle is a fictional race car driver.
Oh, man, Days of Thunder. Give me 50 laps your way and 50 laps my way, and I guarantee you my way will beat you every time. Fucking good movie. I love that movie. All right. What franchise would I reboot?
I just want to say I do think it is realistic. It was just recently released. It's going to find a new audience. You could do it on an indie budget. you wouldn't need to do AAA. So mine is Breakdown. I think there's a lot of story left there to tell.
Love the question. Love Garrett. I'm going to say Little Big Planet or Mod Nation Racers.
Ooh, Mod Nation.
Here's the thing, though. So the studio United Front that made Mod Nation is no longer.
So
I don't want that game back if it doesn't feel as good.
Oh, Mod Nation, yeah, man.
That game felt amazing. I would love to have that come back. And I know you're thinking, well, Little Big Planet's not that old. It's just on this greatest hits list that you were. These what are they called? One and dones. What do they call these things? Hit 'em and quit 'ems.
Greatest hits, best hits.
They're not called that anymore. What are
Essentials?
they called? No, they're not any of that. Oh, that's wrong.
I don't know. Bestest hits?
The one-timers.
I can't remember.
The best of the best.
Ooh,
They
good
should
movie.
just call them greatest hits because that's what everyone knows them as.
I can't remember what it was. Something hits.
They're called PlayStation hits.
PlayStation hits, right?
Stupid.
Right. Dumb.
Stupid. Did you need to put the exclusivity right there in the name of them? Stupid. Dumb.
That's where the money for your crossplay went, by the way.
You dumb, Sony. You dumb. All right. Little Big Planet. A proper one by Media Molecule when they stopped this fucking Dream stuff. Although I can't wait for Dreams.
I knew what you meant by when you said you want to go back to the magic of the first one.
Yeah, and
2 and 3 were cool as far as they go, but they were not the first one.
But here's where I'm looking at it through rose-colored lens, as people like to say. That first game can never happen again.
No, it can't.
But Mod Nation, it could happen again.
Oh, no shit.
Should happen again. Hey, just give me that game again. Just give it to me remastered. Just put it out on PS4 because graphics are not something that matter in that game.
Right. I will play it again. Let
just
me do all that.
Just make new DLC for it and put it out again. If you can hear me, Sony, do it. Do it. Do it.
Do it.
If you want to answer Garrett's question, you should do so. Send it to us at game_stitch and let us know, and we'll read answers if we get answers to his question.
Yeah.
That's Inception shit right there.
Oh. And I did not get one from Thomas this week. Did you?
I didn't, but I did have the opportunity to play with Thomas several times this week, and I will say he seems to actually have purchased and received the internet that he was promised.
Awesome. Good for you.
So he's now like 12 down-ish, and like 3 or 4 up, I think, or 5 up.
Well, that's definitely workable.
It seems to be true. It seems to be that he is playing not on 4G anymore, no interruptions. It seems to be working, so that's super exciting.
Good. Good for you.
Yep.
I'm glad that you finally got it all sorted out, man.
Yep, so not as much a shout-out as I just want to say congratulations to you because I know how much stress that was causing you, and I understand tonight that we were all playing together. When we played H1Z1, my internet was acting a little bit fucked, and it wasn't my internet. My router just needed to be reset.
Did you hate that shit?
When it's 12:30 in the morning, you're like, I don't give a shit about unplugging something and plugging it back in.
No,
I should have went to bed an hour ago.
Yeah, I ain't got 45 seconds to wait for you to reboot, bitch.
Yeah. And in my house, everything's connected to the internet, so my whole house shuts down when I unplug my router. So
right.
I just didn't feel like messing with it. I did it the next morning. Everything's fine again. So I recently had a speed increase, and I just think the router just needed a refresh.
Gotcha. I need a speed increase.
So, yeah. Remember, if you want to shout out, patreon.com/GameStitch. Support us at the $10 tier over there, and you get a shout out each and every week. And if you don't give us one, we give you one. We give you one for you. You're welcome. It's way smoother in my head than it came out.
Wow.
We give you one for you. Follow us on the social medias when you're out there on the social media land and you're like, I want to follow people that don't hardly ever tweet. I am at Podcast Ryan. Dan is at Shrellis Dan. Together we are at game_stitch. Dan's been doing a decent job over there. I have not. You're welcome.
Most of the tweets are me.
By most, he means 95% of them.
Yes.
Almost all tweets are Dan.
Almost all.
So if he sends something out, passive-aggressive, kicking GameStop when they're down, just know. Probably wasn't me, but I probably knew about it.
I did double check to make sure it wasn't too much. I did. Because I don't want to harm the brand, but I felt like I couldn't pass it up. I felt like it was too grand of an opportunity.
Then couldn't pass the opportunity to shit on somebody while they were down.
Well, to be fair, I shit on them when they were up.
That's true. That checks out. It just seems extra mean now, though, because you know they are down.
Hey, listen, it was a viable offer. Okay,
yeah,
that was an actual offer.
If you don't know what we're talking about, get on our Twitter @game_stitch and just search back until you see where he offers them trade-in value for something. That's going to do it for us. Remember, twitch.tv /Gamestitch and youtube.com /Gamestitch. Follow us over there, subscribe, notifications. That way you know every time we go live. Because sometimes we stream some shit.
We do sometimes. I haven't in a while. I need to get back on it.
And
to
if
be
you
fair, I haven't played consistently in a while either. So,
and if you haven't yet, check out my Troll and I stream. That thing's still a gem. Still need to watch it.
I'm afraid to. I keep thinking about it, and I'm like, don't I have a fork I can stick in my eye or something?
Should just do it. If you were sticking a fork in, you go metal or plastic?
Metal. You do the job right.
I think about infections though.
Well, if your eyeball gets stabbed, it's not going to matter. If you're getting an infection, you're getting an infection.
I'm going with spork straight out of the wrapper.
A spork's not going. All you're going to do is scratch your retina.
Yeah, I still want to see. That's it. I still want to be able to see. This has been episode 285 or something like that.
That's right.
Yeah, 285. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for letting us be a part of your day, morning, night, evening.
Brunch.
Your brunch, if it's Sunday and you're eating between breakfast and lunch.
Your dawn, your dusk.
Maybe you listen from dusk till dawn.
Ooh. That's a good movie, too.
Maybe you're ready at dawn. They make games.
Maybe you're forward unto dawn.
Ooh, Until Dawn. It's a great game.
Until Dawn, and then there's Forward Unto Dawn. Unto Dawn.
Yeah, but
That's a Halo movie, which is really good. I still love that movie. I pull it out every now and then and watch it.
Side note, they're making a new Halo thing that probably won't ever come out.
Probably.
It's going to be on Showtime. Yeah, it's going to be on Showtime. 10-episode miniseries is planned for season 1. It's Amblin Entertainment.
Amblin Entertainment, yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably plenty of time before now and when it gets canceled. So.
Steven Spielberg got a hand in it.
Yeah. He had a hand in that other one too, didn't he?
Yeah. Big Halo fan, Steven Spielberg.
The Chappie guy was working on a Halo at one point.
Yes.
The Division 9?
I don't know. I've never seen Chappie.
No, what's the movie he made before that? Called Division 9?
No, District 9.
District 9. That makes more sense.
That's a good movie.
Side question, do you think they'll ever make a Division 9?
What is a Division? Do I think they'll go that far?
Yeah. No?
No. They'll rebrand it. No.
At some point, it'll just become the Division again.
Right. They're not going to go all the way to 9. It's not Street Fighter or whatever.
Is it safe to say you didn't do your job in Division 1 since we're getting to Division 2?
That I didn't do my job?
As a whole, the people didn't.
Oh. I would say, yeah. I mean, if you're in Washington, D.C. now and it started out and you were trying to contain it to New York, then I would say the Division 2 is necessary because the Division 1 didn't cut it.
Right.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I guess. I don't know the whole story behind Division 2, but yeah. I mean, if that's the case, then yeah.
That was my first thought. It had to be like the first one didn't go so hot then, right?
Unless it's but you didn't hear anything about it unless it's like a chemical reaction all at the same time.
Could be.
But no, it's not. It's possible to carry over. The way that the story campaign ended, it would be possible for a sequel.
Send your Division fanfic at @game_stitch on Twitter, and that's going to do it for the show. Episode 285.
Good night.
Good night.